you have to watch where you're farming at all times. You can't turn off cleave. So at any point, Mix invises, catches you with the Carapace, you're stunned for near 5 seconds. Now there's a Leshrac and the rest of Team Sirius showing up on top of your face.
Pretty expected bans there. Darkseer Sven is a combination I just absolutely love in this patch, and Bat Rider, I think Bat is disgusting in this meta.
Rich, why are you touching me?
What?
What are you doing?
Don't lie.
You just touched me and did this weird thing with your eyebrows.
This panel is just off the
Okay,
rails.
okay. First of all, that's not true. And actually, everybody can attest to the fact that's not true because what I was doing, I was typing Kai lol in chat. So I actually have
so we
proof
have
that,
evidence
yeah,
of this.
the only thing I was touching was
Gotcha.
my phone just to say Kai lol. And then also I just realized it was daytime in New York. So I was sending a text message to my mother because I'm pretty sure she can predict a series better than you. We might give that a test a little bit later on. But now moving our attention back to the draft, since Kyle insists on derailing it time and time again.
Did you get a chance, Kyle, to see this support Ricky? It was a lot of fun, just by the way.
I did not, but was it with the Grimstroke? Because that was the combo that I was told about before the tournament. It was like you put the Inkswell on the Ricky and he just invis and he walks on top of you or blinks onto you and you're just like, oh, well, that's cool. And you take a ton of damage. Mars from Mineski, their big team fighter. KP most likely going to pick that up, although I have seen them play it on the 1 position. But you got a Sven, it's just not happening.
I like that they're going back to this. KP had, again, I think that's the worst game of Dota that I've seen him play this morning on the Mars. I like that they're going back to it. I think he's a much better player than that. You express some confidence in your guy.
Not a fan. It's the Bulwark is completely ineffective thus far against Sirius's damage output. Plus, there's a built-in break mechanic on the Nyx. So
the break is important.
Yeah, and it's just not. You don't see the lane matchup either. It just feels far too early to pick up this Mars. However, what it could be is the I think the 4 position.
That's exactly
which I would be all right with.
I think Mars is a viable
3
4 as
here.
well.
I am not a fan.
Well, but that's the thing. I think you wait and you see how the draft develops, and as long as you have that flex value to move back to the support, I think you're all right with picking it in this position.
Did chat just catch up, Rich? Is that why you're smiling?
Rich farms emotes like nobody I've ever seen. It's amazing. The only thing
I just look over. We're talking about the draft, and Rich is just geeking out, just giggling.
The only thing better than Rich's throws at this event to the casters has been like him getting off the panel and immediately look at it, like go into his phone and chat and look at the response. It's actually great.
Hey man, I like
it's
smart,
10 out of 10.
I like smart people. They haven't been wrong yet the entire event. They got the biggest brain here. 200 IQ chat.
Now you're just pandering.
I'm not pandering. I just want to see them smile.
You're man of the people.
I also want to see what Mineski's going to pick here. Finally, it is going to be lock in, and this is not something that we've seen. Kyle, what are they going for here?
Oh God,
I don't know about that pick.
I remember the problem with Necro. There are memes about it. Like you're tanky now. You got regen. You don't do any damage.
Yeah.
You do no damage anymore. And you look at the rest of the lineup. It's got to be a 4 Mars, and that is cool in a sense because this is still a flex pick. You could put this Necro mid, you could put it off lane with the Mars, and it is good against the Wyvern. However, you're playing into Nyx Assassin. You're playing into Lesh.
Yeah, I don't.
It feels like you picked all these tanky cores on Mineski, but you're answered in every facet right now by Sirius. You even have the Wyvern as a BKB cancel on the Sven.
It was Heartstopper Aurora that got buffed, right? In 722C?
They changed it so that yeah, just Google it.
I'll figure it out. I just
they
don't
changed
want
it. It just
Necro
doesn't
in
do
my
as much
lineup
damage
this game.
anymore. And I believe it was. I think they changed something about the way that it's calculated. I don't remember.
It's okay. The heal and mana regen per stack. It was Heartstopper Aurora. It's the passive component that used to be
easy
Sadus.
TA. God.
Oh yeah, that's
hard counter to Sven.
Crazy TA.
Super strong.
And
Tons of
I don't
control.
think
And I think
any
it's one of the
of-
better heroes against Chen. Sure, the old Chen used to be able to rotate on TA, make his game miserable, but nowadays, you just like level 8, level 9 too fast, and traps against Chen, like you just can't play Dota. It allows a ton of natural map control, and if you look at the Sirius lineup, they've got this ability to pick their fights so easily, because you're going to have the vision advantage. You've got a Nyx, you've got TA traps, you have Wyvern just camping under a tower, spamming the wave as Chen tries to make plays down there, and Leshrac just can sweep around. With any stun, Lesh is going to be a kill hero at level 6.
I'm just really scared for this last pick of Mineski because we saw what
It's got to do so much.
we saw what ASD could do yesterday on the other side of an SF-TA matchup. I don't want this player anywhere near a TA against my mid laner. Like, and what, you can't pick Storm because you're against the Nyx.
I was talking.
You can't pick OD because you're against the Nyx. Like, what do you pick here?
The problem is, I was talking to, I'm not gonna like spoil the strat, but there's a couple players on a team still in this tournament that are of the opinion that TA is an unbeatable mid hero. There's no matchup that beats TA, and if you make a mistake, TA is now crushing you.
I would still take my chances with bat mid against TA, but
sure, but the problem
I understand.
Is,
I understand.
The thing
what you're
is,
saying.
to win a lane, to be a better hero than TA in the game, like you have to crush the matchup. You've got to have him level 4 and bat's like level 6. But especially as Radiant TA, where you can just farm the medium camp and the lane when you desire.
Well, you know what the other
it's so easy to stack ancients.
You know the other funny thing is, another hero that we used to see picked to lane against TA a lot is Razor. And Razor has not been touched this tournament.
What would that do for Mineski's lineup? I think you have to go for something like a Storm, right? But there's
against the Nyx. Like,
exactly.
That's what I'm worried.
Opener.
That's what when I saw the TA pick, my eyes naturally shift back to the Winter Wyvern and the Nyx Assassin.
Yeah.
Just so many of the heroes that you would want to pick against TA to at least break even and have the potential kind of mid-game impact already pre-countered.
I think that's the perfect ban as well. DP, they needed some sort of tempo control. It removes the refraction and it allows Mineski this team fight push hero that they could potentially group up around, end the game by 20-25 minutes. Silence very effective in this game as well. Sirius now, I believe, just going to look for their safe flaner. I don't think you want Lesh against the Mars Necro. And oh my god, that's so good.
Oh my god.
His lineup is perfect.
Yeah, this is...
I look at Mineski, you know, what are they playing around? The Sven BKB timing? Well, it doesn't matter because Wyvern can just throw you out your ultimate. Sure, you know, maybe you land a big Mars Arena, but these heroes are so tanky. It just feels grim for Mineski. They need a meatbow. But against Wyvern Lesh, like that's
you just can't.
Not feasible.
Every hero that I've thought of that would be good for them is pre-countered.
Maybe, but it just feels grim. You need some unbelievable elastic pick here from Mineski.
Sniper gets eaten, right? Troll, I guess, could work. God.
But you just don't have a natural playmaker. That's the concern. Sure, Chen can rotate around, but you know you're reliant now on a Mars spear. That's your roaming potential.
Maybe you core puck. Maybe you puck mid here.
God, against TA, Alan.
No. But I'm looking for something that can play against the other heroes on the board. But TA versus puck mid can't work. I'm just searching, Kyle.
If
I'm
Alan
sorry.
can't come up with a hero, I mean, I gotta feel for Mineski because this is one of the brightest wizards in all of Dota 2 history, and he's at a loss.
And you favored Sirius before.
Do you do something mega stupid like core Jakiro?
No.
Just to outlane, to try and outlane the TA. I just.
You don't actually beat TA with Jakiro though.
Yeah, not anymore.
Yeah. I would think it'll be Sniper, but I don't think that wins them the game.
I think
you could go Necro
Sniper
mid here.
Sniper was okay. You go Necro mid and you pick like a PA for Raji.
Huskar. All right.
Oh.
Okay.
Wow. All right, I'm done.
It had to be. It had to be something crazy, right? And Huskar didn't really come to mind.
He should.
It is a great counter pick to the TA. That's the thing.
Yes.
And if there's a hero that could get ahead and then crush TA, it would be Huskar. You're going to need to play around him with the Chen. And I think to win this game, Mineski, they have to crush the laning phase, the early game. They've got to get towers.
I think they will. I actually think that Huskar pick is. I cannot believe that I didn't see it. I'm kicking myself right now. But look, I'll own it.
I already texted Blitz. We'll get him back up.
But I think that pick wins Mineski the game.
Wow, you actually go that far. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, headed into
Kyle does not agree. I know, but I think that's the solution.
So before we even saw the draft, Kyle said 3-1. Now that you've seen the draft, where do you sit?
I think this game is like a 4-1, a 5-1 even, still in favor of Sirius. I can see
the
path to victory for Mineski, but at a point, you need to win 5-on-5s. And if you look at these two teams, right, you think, all right, it's 20, 25 minutes, no huge advantage for either side, and all 5 heroes get their spells off, right? Who's going to win?
But I think
it's going to be Sirius every time.
I think this draft gets Mineski back to playing the kind of Dota that was winning them games early in the season. I think this is an aggressive draft. The timings are something that's very much in their wheelhouse against the Sirius squad that hasn't always looked strategically comfortable controlling the map during the mid game. Granted, they've looked great during this tournament doing it, but I think this is a 50-50 game.
I don't think we're going to agree on the desk. I
No,
don't think we're
definitely
going to agree on the desk. Luckily, we have a few other people that can help us figure out what's going to actually happen, and then even further are going to guide us through the entirety of the first game of the series. Let's jump down to the casters right now and see how this draft actually pans out.
You know, lately I've just been like turning to my right and going, you know, hey Kyle, like, can you make sense of what the panel was actually saying? But like, I have Cinderin with me.
Yeah, I don't think it matters what they said. Huskar never wins, so.
Oh,
there you go.
Oh, here I thought you were actually talking about the people on the panel. Like, it doesn't matter what Kyle and Huss says.
That's implied though. We don't need to. That one is implied, but now, in all seriousness, I mean, I'm looking at these picks, and I think something that Alan brought up that is a good point is that Mineski's lineup in this case, I think compared to other games they've played in this tournament, it seems more to be in sync with itself. Like you can see a game plan like a timing window. You're going to play Chen. You pick heroes that push when Chen wants to push. And in this game, you have both the Necrophos and the Huskar. So I see it. At the same time, though, this mid matchup, the TA Huskar, is not as Huskar favored as it used to be. Many a time I've seen recently TAs draw that lane when in the past Huskar would crush it completely. So we'll see how comfortable ASD is. To me, he's the best player, like the standout player of the tournament for me so far. I think he's played well every game, and a lot of other players have been making uncharacteristically many mistakes. But ASD has remained stable for me in all of their matches. So I think he's going to do great just because of everything else we've seen from him so far.
Well, I'm kind of hoping that everyone does do great. We've had too many games which have just swung around the back of some unforced errors, but Mineski, like, if they would draft a Necro as well as a Huskar, you get that reaction from a panel. It may make you doubt Mineski, but time and time again I've seen them in Mumbai. They were doing this as well, where they were just able to roll out these unusual drafts that you weren't really expecting, and then the teams didn't know how to play against it. And that's why I'm wondering, like, Sirius is a little bit more straightforward with the way they're going to play, if this is actually problematic for them, because Mineski's timings are a little bit maybe more difficult to predict exactly.
Yeah, in a way, when you look at this Mineski draft, I don't think it's very... it's not that complicated to understand, so I think Sirius know what they're up against and when the danger is really going to kick in. And then it's just about how accelerated is that going to be based on how lanes go. And I've not been a big fan of Chen so far this tournament.
I think we've had more success with an Enchantress than a Chen recently.
Yeah, I don't have enough of a sample size. It was like going in, I saw the patch notes from 22C, and I was like, okay, this nerf is really big, but we're still seeing teams play them with a little bit of varying success, and I never really felt like in the games Chen won or lost that he was a huge factor. But we'll see how it goes in this one, of course, for Ninja.
And Sirius are really trying to open up. In July has already got the Split Earth leveled up, and Destiny's got the control on Reggie Potato. He started this, and he's going to help to end it. And actually, he does end it himself.
That's pretty funny. Nyx was trying to give the kill away, and just when both ranged projectiles are coming, he's like, fuck it, I'm taking it. I think it would have gone to Firefly if he didn't take it. He had the faster projectile there. But obviously, the goal was to give the first blood to the Leshrac. But we're going to see these lanes. So, in my opinion, Necrophos as a hero, he is really weak when he's outnumbered. I think playing against a tri-lane with Necro Mars is awful. And a Lone Druid offlane against Sven plus, what would the support be up here? Chen? He's going to hold his own. I think he's going to be totally fine. He won't have free farm, but he will have enough that this tri-lane bottom will be worth it. And just look at KP being sad. You already look at Necrophos' face, and then you just imagine, like, it's even worse. He's going to start crying soon.
Actually, with that,
he looks concerned for now, though.
With that, it actually looks even worse for him with the cosmetic he's got on.
Yeah.
Necro sometimes has like that toothy kind of happy Necro grin.
He's got the sad boy look going.
Yeah, don't be sad, boys. KP's are into a lot of trouble. And Ninja is moving up once again. The slow's going to wear off, and KP will get back underneath the tower. He'll have to burn the salve of his as Ragey Potato's just like, well, screw this. I'm just going to pass through mid, spear ASD, who's already getting burning speared.
Yeah. I think at this point it's probably the best play for the Mars to leave bottom. I just don't think they have any presence here, and he needs to find out what he can. Or arguably, ideally, he should have pulled the wave. I think he's just selling KP here completely. He should have pulled the first wave bottom that comes in that he could have manipulated. I think that would have been a way better play than going mid, especially considering that the Nyx and Wyvern were playing aggressively up on the Necrophos, so I don't think they could have stopped him from doing it. And even if they stop him at some point and he TPs out or whatever, if he has just double stacked the wave, at least he gets something on Necro. But man, KP's game is terrible already. This is awful, man.
His is pretty bad. ASD's gone jungle to try and play his own catch-up because he's been forced out of the lane. At least he's able to dodge the impel from Destiny. But KP taking every moment he can. Like, okay, I dodged one of your attacks. That's enough to tip you.
But compare XP between the offlaners, right? Syla is almost level 3 and KP's level 1.
Yep.
And, well, now he almost got level 2, but now there's no more creeps coming in. And if they stabilize here within July, see him running in circles with these creeps, pulling them into the hard camp so he can get something extra here. Or actually, never mind, the Mars did finally get to pull the wave. Okay, I missed that. I was looking at top beforehand, so good. This is what Raging Potato needed to do. I just think he's doing it too late already, but maybe they can come back a little bit bottom.
Moon's now actually into a 1v2 scenario, while maybe a little bit too hard into that. That's a double damage Firefly. That's why he's here in the to begin with, to get that damage in as KP. Oh, Raging Potato, what's he got? He's got a spear. He's going to actually pull Destiny underneath the tier 1 tower. Destiny does not want to be there because there's way too much damage. Nice. Raging Potato actually gets a kill out of this. And KP's able to survive and farm under his tier 1 tower in relative safety.
Yeah, good kill. Being able to... that's what it costs when Wyvern has to help mid. And Moon has been doing a very good job.
Actually pull Raging Potato out towards the top. He does have the spear, but he cannot. He didn't actually do it early enough to pull Syla back to the tree.
Yeah, you can't... this wall over here, even though it is a wall, it doesn't count as debris. You can't pin people to this wall.
It's not. It needs to have enough more vertical height to it. Yeah, it's only like a couple of bricks high. It needs to be 4 bricks, not 2.
You just trip over it instead of getting stuck in it. That's what happens. And then you just get pushed back in. So this move didn't really work out, but still for Mineski, considering how rough this start was bottom, just getting that 1 kill and getting the creeps into the tower for KP at least got him his level 3. And the big story is how well Moon has been doing mid. This has not been the general story I have seen of TA versus Huskar. I would still say it's Huskar favored by a bit, but not by this much. And of course, it was a little bit of added help with Raging Potato coming in, canceling the salve. But I would imagine that ASD
he's just gone
wasn't
jungle.
Having his best start. Yeah, you can always go jungle with TA, but ideally you want to do it a little bit later than this. It's not too effective at this point, but it might be the best play he has.
And he's actually being watched as well by the Chen creep, so they decided to try and stay on top of him.
His mana burning in. That's so annoying. Losing mana as TA is very annoying. 100 mana burned. Oh, he's gonna
getting the kill on the Chen creep, however, is nice.
That's
an easy 20. Yeah.
Plus 25.
Yep.
But the XP is bad, and it was. I mean, he has to kill the creep there, right? Because the mana burn is going to become a problem. But time investment-wise, that wasn't even. It wasn't good to do. It just takes so long. But they've made a double stack on the small camp, or the medium camp, next to mid lane for him, at least. And you see Raging Potato got eyes on it, so perhaps we'll see Huskar try to come and steal that or contest it a bit.
He's acting like almost the way you act against an Alchemist. Make sure that TA just can't move back into a recovery position. But all the other lanes still seem to be, like, Lone Druids 15-2. Like, it's not terrible. Ajit is getting a lot of CS. Both his way as well as in denies. He's able to also get that solo experience as Sven, because Chen just hasn't been there. They're all battling for the 5-minute runes. Nice start to the split earth.
Good sidestep from Raging Potato. Makes it 2 for 2 runes. They would have lost 1 there if he got stunned. So, and maybe even, he might have even got killed because he used the spear beforehand, I believe. So, pushing the guy away.
Yeah.
So,
how do you actually feel about like Lone Druid and his control against Sven later on? Because I'm wondering how much all this farm that Sven's able to receive can he actually dish out? Having to go through Winter's Curse, having to potentially go through Savage or Root.
I think they have one of the absolute best supports in the whole game against Sven. And if Firefly plays a good game, that can mess with Sven a lot. You have 2 hard counters. You have the Curse against his BKB, and you have the Cold Embrace against whoever he jumps. So
they're coming after Firefly. Yep, Raging Potato staying with him. He's actually holding everything he's got. Not a lot of man to work with. So let Moon and Ninja Boogie do the rest of the work. While up on top, now it's Destiny's turn to rotate up. The Warcry did come off, but Ajit has already burned off. He's trying to get back to the tier 1 tower, but Destiny, and this guy, as an armor bug, he's always in the way, having to commit the Stormhammer. But Silas got there, and he gets the root under the tier 1 tower. At this point, you know you're dead as a Sven. And Destiny even walking away, allowing Syla to get the last hit.
And now Syla is suddenly above Sven's net worth. And this was a solo offlane hero who is now level 6, minute 6, to Sven's level 4. I actually think Sven can't lane here right now. It's going to be too hard. He needs at least 1 hero to help, but even then, the pressure might not favor them in this 2v2, right? You have a level 6 Lone Druid and level 3 Nyx against level 2 and level 4. This is a problem that Mineski needs to fix either by swapping lanes around and getting Sven into the jungle, or by executing a gank with the Chen top, or Huskar can make a rotation, possibly. Oh, Chen farmed the stack. How nice.
He needs it. He'll need to catch up.
Man, this mid lane went... You know, this
Yeah.
is what I would have expected half a year ago, because this is how Huskar versus TA went every time back then. I've just, recently what I've seen, it has not been this bad, but maybe Moon just outplayed him really hard.
It's normally been because you get the levels up and your side play start having more of an effect, but from the very get-go, like it was just burning spears just running down at him and never really allowed him the time to stand in the lane.
To be fair, we didn't see how the block went. I think it matters a lot for the outcome of this lane where the lane starts, because Huskar obviously with the burning spears doesn't draw creep aggro when he harasses. So if ASD also had the inferior block, then
they're going to try and kill in July. The chain creeps are moving to the left. Maybe they can get that control. Centaur Stomp is up. Moon's going to be there just to jump himself forward, but into the Pulse Nova. In July's got a lot of damage, but avoiding the split earth. Mineski, they just see it so heavily telegraphed that they don't take the call.
That was impressive. He missed everything with the stun. There were 2 chain creeps and a hero, and he had nothing. I don't think it mattered much.
No,
But
he was dead. It was 3v1.
It just looks funny. It doesn't matter. I'm all about the fun. I like having fun.
Yeah. You know the latest fun that actually came out? We finally got names for the Hellbears.
Oh. Oh yeah, and the Underlords? Or was it?
The Hellbears in the camps.
Oh, they. When are they called Tomato Potato? Where is it that is?
It was listed, right? Someone found it over on Reddit. By the way, Moon died.
Oh, I thought they were named Tomato and Potato in Dota Underlords or something. I thought that was where the screenshot was from.
Is that where that came from?
I mean, maybe not. I just thought that's where the screenshot was from. I could be wrong. I only just glanced over it.
Yeah. I was just like, you know what,
speaking of fun, Leshrac has haste. That's really fun.
And he actually hits the split earth. Raging Potato pushes him away.
He's still going to die, though.
Is he? In July.
This is the best rune to have. So there's a reason Sumail goes the build he goes on the Leshrac. He goes the mass movement speed build where he takes the movement speed talent at 15. He goes Yashikaya and he goes Boots of Travel relatively early on compared to other Leshracs. This hero with 550 move speed is a god.
Oh, Moon, that's indeed.
It is so good.
He was really going after Destiny. Now in July hits the secondary split earth, and Moon pushes them away with the inner fire.
Oh,
he jumps back out to the creeps and Raging Potato Spear, buys a little bit more space, and the other pushback. But Moon knows he's out of life. The Centaur stun, it actually catches out too. ASD included in this, but he didn't take much damage. So just keeping up. Raging Potato diving under the tower ASD to get the kill on him. And a rebuttal, well, it's a quick bounce back. Thanks to the spike carapace of Nyx, but where's the follow?
That was honestly really well played by Moon. I think he did everything perfectly. It was a great knockback. It was a great jump. And when he turned around, he had to, until he died to the Nyx stun. But that was close. If Chen had been level 6 there, they would have won that fight cleanly.
Because he would have had enough time to get more burning spears up, Hand of God. Meanwhile, KP not getting involved at all. Like, he's just been sitting on this bottom lane playing catch-up, and the net worth's not really reflecting it. He's at 2.8k.
Well, it is reflecting it. He is catching up, but
I suppose he was a long way behind.
he was very far behind. Yeah. Sylar is now top net worth in the game, and he took the safe lane tower minute 9. This is... It's kind of reminiscent of what Lone Druid used to do many years ago, when even back to all the way back to Admiral Bulldog at TI3 would play this off-lane Lone Druid, and in 1-on-2 or whatever situation he would be facing, he would be just finding experience and eventually take the safe lane tower after maybe killing the safe lane core, and Sylar is doing an excellent job this game. This is not common. If you don't watch Dota a lot right now, we very rarely have an off-lane Lone Druid, and when we do, he generally doesn't do this well. So this has been a fantastic start for him, and I'm just curious to see which way he goes. He's going Midas, which hasn't been the hottest build as
He may go to the grave. There is no way away from this. The Savage Roar gets everyone to start the run, but with the Duke and Creep, they need a little bit more control, and the Rune on Sven, he can't keep up with the chase.
He's fine.
This is all happening around the 10-minute runes, which at least Boogie can get one of them.
There are some... Mars is a weird hero when it comes to position 4, because there's a lot of spots on the map where using the spear is just really difficult, and that's why when you play it as a core and you get the fast level 6, you can set up your own wall, right? But in these ganks, it's hard for him to land these spears. Like, they get a Sven stun out, but he can't find the angle with the Lone Druid, and even the Fear obviously can buy him some time. So that's a bit problematic. He's definitely going to need a Tome now. Is it flying out to him right now? It is. He's going to get that. So that will be the 6 on Mars. And it looks like he's rushing Phase Boots. I'm not the biggest fan of this. He has no mana regen on his support Mars. This hero is a mana, like, it's a mana vacuum. It uses a lot of mana when you cast your spells. Currently, he can't afford casting all his spells in a row. They cost 370 mana, he has 363.
They're already smoking up, looking for a fight. Coming through the bottom river. Next Assassin coming in close. They actually broke the smoke on the Centaur creep, I believe. So Destiny already feels something is happening. But it's in July, the man they want. I don't know if it's the one they really need. So KP baiting himself now. There's 4 heroes from Mineski gathering up on the bottom lane.
Yep.
They want a big fight here. And they may actually just get it. Sentry ward down.
Oh, they know.
Yeah, they do. Meanwhile, it's just a Hand of Minus Lone Druid farming top. Templar Assassins doing the Ancient stack. This is just seems to be like really good time for Sirius.
TA overtook Huskar now. After getting destroyed in lane. Like, that lane went really poorly. He is still overtaking him. It's just all the space on the map, right? Huskar is trying to make moves and put pressure because he feels like they need to do it. Whether it's by pressuring out the top lane or pressuring... We had the fight in mid earlier, right? Huskar is one of those heroes where deaths just hurt so much. Like, it's a snowball hero, and I have this thing I like to say about some heroes in Dota where it feels like when you die twice. And I don't know if I would directly put Huskar in that category, but he's like 1.5 maybe, just because like your relative strength compared to how much you've died in the game, it just hurts more. It's a bit difficult to explain, but other heroes just overtake you in terms of tempo and impact when you're not that item ahead or those levels and that one.
Yeah. You just don't have that farm time. You don't have the momentum, timing, and Ragey Potato. Oh, yeah. For all that armor, it won't help him survive. The bear gets the last hit, and Sylar with the rest of Sirius.
That's a good move.
4 of them together will be looking to take that mid tier 1.
Their lineup is so good at taking towers. They have a Blightstone on TA, and then they have a Lone Druid and the Leshrac. So every collapse move they make that's successful and gets a kill, they can just take an objective immediately after. In the meantime, you would think that the Chen lineup would be pushing pretty quickly, but it's not doing too hot here. Firefly delayed them quite a bit.
But with the tree break, they may have even got the stun out from Ninja Boogie, but it won't happen. It's still at least a tower trade-off, so Mineski will get something back from this. No denial is possible. Sirius will not be there. But Nyx Assassin's on the hunt. This is why the defensive observer in Sentry is down from Mineski, so they can see this Nyx Assassin moving. It's only a level 1 Vendetta. It doesn't last long enough to keep the chase going the whole way. And Moon's got Armlet available too. And it feels like Moon's half baiting.
Hello.
I've got it. May as well use it.
Yeah, true. It was running out. I looked at the cooldown and I was like, man, I think he still had that for a while. But after the nerf, no. It's actually a 50-second cooldown if you let it run out the whole way. So he had to use it then. But that's something we haven't talked about too much. They mentioned a bit on the panel, the break of the Nyx against Mars. But obviously it's useful against also the Huskar, right? Breaking off the Berserker's blood.
Jump forward.
Limit that regen and attack speed.
Actually, counter-initiated on him. He was the one that was meant to start the TA, but defensive refraction charges to just keep him alive. Now Rotovatos hold him in as Ninja Boogie trying to move himself away from In July and the rest of the fighters. Ragey Potato might be able to get some kind of rebuttal on top as Moon begins his own TP, but Sylar's retreating out. And they've got enough space. Sirius go back to the status quo.
I feel like Sirius are just winning this game really hard. It's not just the gold, it's like the potential of their lineup.
And now they even go for Roshan. The Desolator is done in 14 minutes.
Yep.
So with all these controls, with the tankiness that the Bear's able to provide, they can just bring down Roshan. But what can Mineski do? Can they stop this?
It's going to be a no from me, dog. I don't think so. Nyx was going to scout them out. If anybody comes close, they're going to get Atos and killed. Oh, look at that.
Atos killed. Mars at least gets his wall up. As Destiny's in there, but it won't matter. There's more than enough damage from that Nyx Assassin. Roshan goes into the Templar Assassin. And this may actually be our quickest game of the tournament if things continue the way they're going.
I mean, you hate to see it, right? You're playing this lineup that is kind of all in on a mid-game timing, but you also have a Sven with it, which is a little bit off, but still can work. But your timing is just failing. Like right now, Mineski needs to be ahead. They need to not even be even in gold. They need to be ahead on towers and gold realistically to find that mid-game timing that they need. And what has ended up happening is that the top 2 net worth is on the enemy team, almost top 3. And then nothing else really matters in terms of Sirius' draft. They could have their supports could be dirt poor, and it still would be okay. But on top of that, Nyx is also having a good game.
Yep.
He will be getting that Spirit Vessel relatively soon, and Huskar is going to have some serious problems, and so will Necro. Like, what an amazing Vessel game this is.
Yep.
Huskar, Necro, and Chen.
All these heals are meant to just be like keeping your cause alive, but if you can't even do that, like, well, they'll find Sylar's bear, so this is the only thing that Mineski have come close to killing recently. Sylar wants to help out with the Savage Roar. They get some distance. Now Ragey Potato finds the real one. Pins him up against the wall. Is there another follow-up? They committed a lot already into the bear. The bear is pretty low, so Potato will kill that off. moving for his next target if he can get the
this could be a
stump. But
curse.
now here comes the curse, and it's poor Chen. Nothing that Ninja Boogie can do apart from die with a follow-up stump because there wasn't any way to back up while the River ASC's having his own little bit of a battle. But you're gonna lose your bigger hero. Sven takes a fall on the bottom, and Templar Assassin is able to walk it off and not even have the Aegis Immortal burned.
Yeah, it looks grim. You know, we've had, to be fair, we've had our fair share of games in this tournament where one team has a lead and then all of a sudden the stars just align in some weird way, like new stars spawn and then
someone accidentally dived.
Yeah, I mean, whatever it is. It's just like this is an extreme case just because on top of it, the lineup discrepancy, in my opinion, is just way too Sirius favored later on in the game. The easy kill here on Moon. It's not going to get easier. We've had, like, who have we actually seen have impact on the Dire lineup? That's my question. They've taken one tower. That's kind of what they've accomplished in the whole game. They have not won a fight. They've barely found kills. They've barely shut down any hero. I guess the highest impact goes to Moon for winning his lane against TA, but there's been nothing good happening since then.
They haven't been under control. At least maybe now the fight. Nope, you've already lost Ragey Potato. Yeah. And the Stormbots only control ASD for the moment. He keeps playing around these refractions, and he knows he's got a secondary life. So no reason to back off. Instead, TA trap, slow down Ninja Boogie. Ninja Line brings that Leshrac damage. Oh my god, with Leshrac as well as Lone Druid, they can tank, they can push, they can end this real quick.
I think I get Rax right now, honestly. I don't know. This Dire lineup can't really fight them. The only way they find key kills here is with some sort of God Strength jump and then a Necro Scythe. But they can counterplay that with Refraction. They can counterplay it by just having the Bear hit the tower. They have Cold Embrace against this. There's just so many tools right now. They're going to play it safe, Sirius. That's also completely fine. They're not the ones on a timer, really, so they can just keep expanding their lead. Would kind of like to see them use the Aegis, to be honest, which is expiring in 2 minutes, so we'll see if they try to force anything around that mid tower, for example.
Yeah,
but
instead, like, when they were taking the tier 2 tower on bottom, they were already circling the bounty rune that had been claimed on top and the tier 1 tower with the line moving forward. They want to just keep the pressure on all sides of Mineski. Because Moon still can't fight. Like, even once he gets a halberd, it still feels like they have so many different answers to him. In a game where no one threatens a TA, a hero who's had, like, such an impact throughout this entire tournament.
Yep. There's too many problems for Moon. It's like, yes, you can disarm one of these.
They're gonna get a kill. Reaper side. There you go. 1 minute. 1 minute down.
Yeah, that's it. That's nice. They get some time to push the lanes out at least, but again, can they get an objective? They killed away from absolutely everything, right? If this kills around the mid-tier 1, they take that tower, but they still have to make the move over there.
Yeah.
But the problem that Huskar has here is that there's just too much damage to deal with, right? Like, even if you disarm one of the physical heroes like the Bear or TA, there's still a Leshrac pumping out the damage. You have to worry about 8 Spirit Vessel charges. Good luck getting rid of those.
Yep. And you got the mech, so yeah, first Spirit Vessel charges out. It's over on Ninja Boogie. He's guaranteed dead.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
And he just wants to run. Ajit showed himself because he stoneballed the mid lane. So what does Destiny do? He keeps running after another hero. Breaks him out, gets the follow-up stun. ASD's going to come in, hits him with a Melon Strike. Negative 15 armor. Spy Carapace will return. And he's still battling underneath these TA traps. So even if Mineski want to pursue, they have to go through the TA's traps.
I'm not sure if I've said it before in this game, but playing Dota when you can't really make moves is really hard. Like, if you can't take some sort of initiative and pressure your opponent and you're just stuck back, and even when your counterplay potential isn't that strong, it's just this Mineski draft doesn't have any real play potential at this point. So they're kind of at the mercy of Sirius giving them a good fight because they can't make it, they can't generate it themselves. It just doesn't feel possible. The only catch that they have is a Sven stun or a Mars Arena, which are both extremely telegraphed and really easy for them to avoid. And should they connect, do they even have the damage to find the kills?
It's when you're...
It's rough. It's
battle for the room. Spy Carapace quickly up, and so is the wall. And Destiny, you know, he got a triple stun with his own Impel. They'll miss the spear, and Injuline's already rotated over. They're rotating him from above as well. So Ragey Potato will burn to Injuline's Leshrac. A quick curse allows for a reset up. And then it's all over towards KP. Kill off that Necrophos. He's got his ulti off cooldown in 1 second, but no one is anywhere near any... Yeah, that doesn't even matter. I don't even know why I brought that up. There was no one that was losing any health. Leshrac's even got a mech, just for good measure.
Greaves.
He's got full Greaves done?
Yes, Atos Greaves.
And Silas getting close to having an AC. Like, that's his next item, and the rate they're receiving money. 13K advantage 20 minutes in.
I really disagree with Gaben on this one, on the win rate percentage. I don't think it's 84. I think this is more like in the high 90s for me, but not sure what games Gaben has seen that Dire comes back into this in, but it looks like it's possible, but this is not the way you do it, though.
No.
Ajit is toast. Oh, nice sidestep. Oh, he's no mana
Anyone
left.
got a stun?
He doesn't have mana. Oh.
Hey, that's how you win.
Gaben's always right. Forget it.
Plus 2%.
My bad. Don't. Oh.
Oh, the break.
Vessel.
The follow-up stun. Reggie Patel needs to use the speed to push him back. As Sylar, Savage Draw, they're going to go in deep as Moon. He'll get back onto the tier 4 towers next to Sasa. Now the Reaper Scythe comes down, puts him down. You always remember, man, Reaper Scythe put someone down for over a minute. You get yourself back in the game.
It changed the win chance by 1%. It went from 88 to 87. Okay. Just another 50 of those kills, boys, and we're there.
Yeah. Hey, but TA just got a BKB, so good luck finding those kills.
Yeah, that's another problem that they have. They're actually not good at killing a TA once she gets BKB, because when it comes to breaking refraction, these damage instances, sure, Huskar can hit relatively fast, but if he gets targeted out, which they have plenty of ways to do, the attack speed of the Dire heroes is not that good, and they need to break through refraction before Sven can threaten her whatsoever, and nobody else deals damage to her in the aura, in the BKB. Nobody. It's irrelevant. Largely right now.
They're smoking.
So.
If they pick up that Arcane Rune, they'll reveal the fact they're moving too, as they pick up the Arcane Rune. No instant ping. But that mid tower is one attack away. They'll fortify it up just to make him work for it. But Mineski, this is the fight they really want to have. And is this the turning points we've seen so many times during this competition? In July, the primary target pushed up against the wall. ASD's caught just on the edge, but the curse. Huskar is locked in. This is such a waste of an arena. And Moon, they're all burning down to the Pulse Nova. The Savage Draw forcing Mineski unwillingly to turn and run away, but Huskar can't do that. The Rod of Atos will hold him in position. Maybe he can toggle his way to victory through all of this while Boogie helps in the tree lines. The Destiny is back. He's looking for the stun, and the root control from Silas Bear will do that work. 48 seconds on the sideline. Another jump in. Ah, shit. It's good cleave damage into Firefly as well. In July, one more attack will do it, but the Cold Embrace, he couldn't hit through that, but that's why KP's there to do it. I don't know much more he can actually do. Ninja Boogie's the sole survivor from Mineski. He can die.
That's a 5-for-1. They do get the tower, but again, it's too little too late. This tower needed to fall probably 10 minutes ago. You have a mid-Huskar that crushed the TA, and you have a Chen. They should have put so much more pressure on getting this tower and forcing something out here. Instead, they only took that bottom tower, what seems like, was it 10 minutes ago or something like that?
It wasn't long.
Yeah. I'm starting to sound like a broken record, I'm sure, but it really is just a timing game. That's what it is. You pick this lineup that's hard to execute and needs to hit this timing. You missed your timing. That's it.
Yeah.
At least they're trying to take these fights, but man, I had a little bit of a hard time with that fight, man. That spear miss from Raging Potato hurt my soul. When he got the arena out on the Leshrac. The Leshrac got bounced once by the arena, and then that spear just went flying wide. And you can't make a single mistake right now, I think, as Dire. Everything needs to be executed to perfection, more or less. And even then, you also, on top of it, need a little bit of a misstep from the enemy team. So
it does feel like one of the biggest weaknesses of the Mineski lineup. Yeah, he'll die. And they'll get another one in mid. Moon just coming a little bit too far out, down for 50 seconds. But it felt like there was that fight, and it was the last roll of Mineski's dice there.
Game over.
They're holding in, but it really is over. They can just go for the tier 4 towers right now if they really wanted to. The only issue is Injulai doesn't have mana again. It's
got Greaves ready.
That's the biggest concern. Yeah, Greaves, they can get something back. Wall up for Reggie Potato. At least push him back. They'll buy some space for KP. But they don't really have a lot of follow-up damage. Maybe with a Stormbolt. Hits on 3 with the Cold Embrace. Once again, this Avengers cannot put any of that damage to work. GG is called. The tier 4 towers won't even have to fall. This was a quick game. Not even 25 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, you gotta do better than that as Mineski. That's all there is to it. If you pick a lineup like this, you gotta play fast. If it fails, so be it. Like, then you try it. But I don't even feel like they really played the timing that they did have. Arguably, mid lane maybe went better than expected, and still they didn't snowball off it whatsoever. The 4 Mars I didn't feel it this game.
The 3 Necro.
The 3 Necro. Sometimes these seemingly small things are really big, like not pulling the first wave with Mars, but pulling the, I think, 3rd wave that was possible to pull, cost the Necrophos probably a full level and multiple hundred gold of lane presence. And when you're playing timing lineups, all of those things just seem that bit more important, right?
Yeah. So. It's like, well, we want to snowball, but with thought, so how do we gain any level of momentum to keep moving in? But Man, that's the thing of Mineski. Sometimes they look amazing, sometimes they look terrible.
Sirius looked great though.
It was a unique draft at the end, but yeah, Sirius, they looked good. There's another solid draft from them. Everything can move forward, and Mineski, like, they got pretty lucky. If we're going to be honest about their earlier games during this competition, the fact they got to this point. So maybe they can find that luck, turn it around in game 2, get a solid draft up, and give us an entertaining game 2, and bring us back to the way this minor goes. Full 3 games in the series.
Full get.
Observing something where I felt like I would actually push the whole craft forwards. I could give people something that they would enjoy.